Continuation of Bhagavad Gita, session 3 or part 3 we can say. We already seen the introduction of Bhagavad Gita and the first sloka. So before starting the session, let us glorify the Song of God, the Bhagavad Gita, as glorified by Shankaracharya in Gita Mahatyam. Gita Silasya Prana Yama Parasya Cha Naiva Santihi Papani Purva Janma Krutani Cha. So if one person, the meaning of this verse is, if any person who reads Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and seriously, and if he gives his life and soul to study that Bhagavad Gita intensely, and if he understands the concept of Bhagavad Gita, the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, all the sinful activities, if one has done, or if one has done in his previous life and in all his lives, will be vanished, and it will not influence him, and it will not have any effect on him. So that is the meaning of this sloka in Gita Mahatyam. So as we saw in the chapter 1 and verse 1, the Dhritarashtra's, how he was very fearful, and he desperately wants to know the status of the war field, and he was asking Sanjaya what my sons and my brother Pandu sons are doing there. So in the second, and he knows that as the sloka itself, the very meaning of the sloka itself says, it is Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra. It is a place of religious activities, and the persons who are in his opposite side are also very Dharmatmas, you can say. Dharmatmas, because Pandavas are all very exalted devotees. They are all in the category of Dharmatmas. But in either case, the Kauravas are all Duratmas, and he was very much scared, because the Pandavas are very religious in nature, so they can come for a compromise, saying come for a compromise, not to wage war against Kauravas. So he is afraid of that, because we know the mind and the mood of the devotees. They are not fight bound, and they are not always they are always peace winning people, and as devotees, they try to give Krishna to everybody, and they will not try to give asuric mood to everyone. And even if you can say, they want to drive off the asuric nature in their heart and mind. That is the real duty or real seva they do to the conditioned souls, as far as devotees are concerned. Devotees like devotees like Pandavas are always peace winning people, and they are most compassionate people. Though Dhritarashtra was planning so many things to drive them off or to make them penniless, still Dhritarashtra had so much affection towards his uncle and his sons of uncle, towards his uncle's sons. So from this, that is the recap. That is the thing what we have seen. And we also studied about, we discussed about the the protection, how kings were giving protection to his subjects, and we also discussed about the jealous, how Dhritarashtra was jealous and how he was too much attached to his son. So in the next sloka we can see that, let me read the second verse. Sanjaya uvacha drushyatu pandavanikam vyudam Duryodanastada acharya upasangamya raja vachanam abravit. So Sanjaya was replying to that question raised by his master Dhritarashtra. So to pacify the mind, to pacify the heart of Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya was trying to convince, or trying to, or make him satisfied, make him content. He was giving very soothing and pleasing words to Dhritarashtra so that he cannot get tensed up. So Sanjaya was replying to Dhritarashtra that after after seeing the battle of Arjuna, he got so astonished, and Duryodana was literally got scared. How beautifully they have arranged the battle, though they had a very negligible number of army strength. Still, the performance was very amazing. The way they have recruited the army people or the soldiers, it was so well planned. So after seeing that, he was very scared, and apart from that, Duryodhana got more scared because Krishna was in front of their battle. Yeah, Krishna was standing in front of the battle. So here we can understand that bhaya is the most dangerous, or most what I can say, the burning thing in everybody's life, because the word bhaya itself is a materialistic. It comes into the category of materialistic platform. So only people who are non-Krishna consciousness, they'll have the mode of bhaya. So because honest people and very courageous people, Mahatmas, will not have bhaya in their heart, because they know death is certain. That is the Vedic civilization. So here we can focus more on the word bhaya. So though Duryodhana was a good warrior, still he has that fear, because Krishna was standing in front of the army in the opposite side. So here Dronacharya is a military teacher for both Kauravas and Pandavas. So here the name Drushtadumna is coming into the picture, because Drushtadumna is son of Drupada. So we must be knowing that Drupada and Drupada and Dronacharya were not in good terms. They were in bad terms. They were not in good terms, because they had some misunderstanding between them. As we all of us know that Drupada Maharaj, King Drupada, King Drupada drived off Dronacharya when he came to the kingdom of when he came to the kingdom of Drupada, King Drupada, and King Drupada humiliated. I want to say humiliated Dronacharya, and Dronacharya also had a very bitter experience with him. So Dronacharya went off from his kingdom, and before that, in the Gurukul, uh, since the Brahmana, the Dronacharya was a Brahmana, and Drupada Maharaj was Kshatriya. So Brahma, he was a very poor Brahmana. So Drishtadyumna promised, Drupada Maharaj promised Dronacharya that he will definitely help him after in the post life of post Grihastha's life, or after the Shisha, after the Gurukul. So keeping that words in his mind, he went and sought the help of. He approached King Drupada. So King Drupada he was not able to keep his words. He didn't stick on to his words. So Dronacharya got angry, and he really abused Drupada Maharaj. So, and Drupada Maharaj also humiliated Dronacharya by not giving him anything, and he went and he told to just quit from this place of his kingdom. So that was the thing happened, because Dronacharya was so poor that he was not able to provide a cup of a milk to his son those time, because and when his son was studying in Gurukul. Drupada's son, Dronacharya's son, saw his friends were having milk, and he went and approached his mother. So let me have a cup of milk also, because all my friends are having a cup of milk every day, and they don't even have a milk at their home. They were so poverty stricken, but somehow or other, to convince or to satisfy his son, Dronacharya's wife brought some rice flour and mixed it with water and gave him. And when he took it to the Gurukul and he was having it, the other friends of him humiliated him and made a kindle. They kindled him, saying that this is not a milk, this is a rice flour mixed with water. So all those things we know, I think. So still, why I am trying to say all these things, Dronacharya was such a poor Brahmana. So King Drupada. So why I'm so the point is, Duryodhana wants to highlight all these things to his commander in chief, because Dronacharya was commander in chief, and here Duryodhana was addressed as king by Sanjaya, so that it will be very soothing to Dhritarashtra. That is why Sanjaya is encouraging him. Sanjaya is encouraging his master Dhritarashtra, so that he can be, so that he feel very happy, and still he will have that hope that his sons will definitely win the war, they will be victorious. So in the third sloka it says about Drishtadyumna, and it also says that Duryodhana uh, went to approach his military teacher Dronacharya, because Duryodhana was very diplomatic, very diplomatic. He knows because Duryodhana, and here one more thing, Sanjaya knows the feeling of his master, what was in his heart. He was such a intelligent person. Sanjaya was a very intelligent person. He knows uh, the mood and the mission, and what Dhritarashtra was thinking in his mind, and what is running in his mind, and what is there in his heart. He knows everything. And Dhritarashtra was physically also blind, spiritually also blind, as I told in the last class. And he knows that his sons are also blind in spiritual activities. He knows it very well because they don't know any dharmic principles as far as Kauravas are concerned. And also, the one more uh, mm, wonder is that Dhritarashtra knows very well that his brothers and Pandus are very, very dharmic. He knows it very well. He knows that his sons will never come to compromise with Pandavas because they are the Pandavas, the Kauravas are so adharmic and they are very cruel and they always want to plug the wealth of others. We may that sloka will come the in other 10 to 15 slokas. So we can see that how the Krishna explains about the six aggressors. So Duryodhana wants to throw light, and he wants to be he was alerting Dhritarashtra. He was alerting his military teacher Dronacharya, saying that, see, your your favorite disciple, your lovable disciple Arjuna has arranged a very uh, amazingly has recruited the army. So he wants to throw focus on that. So he wants Duryodhana's point is to Duryodhana had that idea, and he wants to give more. He wants to be more. He wants Dronacharya to be more cautious because Dronacharya was very liberal, was a very good Brahmana, though he knows that his enemy's son Drushtadumna has come to get trained in the military warfare. Still, he taught him all the military warfare, all the martial arts to Drushtadumna. He knows that he has come here to kill him. Still, he was very liberal and he was duty bound. Duty is duty for Dronacharya. Such a type of qualities in the previous ages the acharyas had. So Duryodhana was having conversation with Dronacharya, saying that, see, you should be very alert, you should be very cautious. Anytime they may kill you because Drushtadumna is ready to kill you and Arjuna is also ready to kill you. So don't have a soft heart with them. Don't have a soft heart with Arjuna, since he is your favorable disciple and your dear disciple. That is why you should be very alert. You should be very cautious, and should not be recklessness. Don't show any reckless. So be always what can I say, active or alert. So that was the thing Duryodhana want to explain to the Dronacharya, because Duryodhana knows the Dronacharya may uh, have a soft heart with Arjuna or some other Pandavas. So that is why he is before waging war itself, he is giving all these diplomatic instructions, and I mean diplomatic points, so that Drona can understand, and he should become alert and he should not be biased. Drona should not be biased. That was the criteria Duryodhana had in the third. So this is explained in third sloka. But Sanjaya knows very well that Kauravas cannot be victorious because Krishna is there in their side. Only to convince or only to make Dhritarashtra, he was encouraging Dhritarashtra by saying Duryodhana as a Raja. So here it is said Raja. Raja. So he was addressing Duryodhana as a Raja, king. And here Dronacharya was at the side of Adharma and Bhishma was also at the side of Adharma. Because all the military powers and all the financial control were held with the hands of Duryodhana, Kauravas. So that is why they want to maintain that. So that is the thing they didn't. They were not able to take their place, take this place by the side of Arjuna. So even Arjuna never asked them or asked them or questioned Dronacharya and Bhishma regarding these things. And Bhishma and Dronacharya, they very well know that they are at the side of Adharma, but still they want to maintain all these financial powers and to maintain the administration. And also, Krishna wants to, one more thing is you have to, for your kind information, Krishna wants Bhishma to be at the side of Adharma. That was the role given by Krishna to Bhishma. The reason is Krishna wants to show the world even a pure devotee, even my pure devotee like Bhishma, if he's in the side of Adharma, he has to get killed or his career will be ruined. That's what he wants to uh, teach a lesson to all of us. So we cannot take granted just because we are a devotee we can do any sort of other adharmic adharmic karmas or things which are against religious principles or against Vedic civilization. So Duryodhana was very fear. He got scared. So that is why this is a lesson to the people who are against Krishna, who are against the supremacy of Krishna, who are against the will of the Krishna. So we should know it is not that devotional service is we should do according to our will and uh, it is we should do render devotional service according to our will, but the devotional service should be done in such a way that what Krishna expects from us. It's not that according to our own whims we should not do it. We should not speculate things. That is why we should always refer Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And you know that Pandavas went so many tribulations, like their money was usurped, and Draupadi got humiliated by disrobing her sari, and they were driven to they were banished from the kingdom. They went to the forest. So many tribulations they went. All these things Dhritarashtra knows very well. Still Krishna was there in the side. Still Krishna was there. But for Duryodhana, so all these things, so many tribulations they went, Pandavas. But Dhritarashtra knows very well. Still, he doesn't want to help them. He doesn't want to give any shelter to the Pandavas. Such a cruel and voracious mind Dhritarashtra had. He knows each and everything of everything about Pandavas. He knows that they are dharmatmas. He knows that his sons are very what I can say, rock-hearted people. They are not kind enough. They may kill the people brutally and they may misuse the kingdom also. He knows each and everything, but still they want to hold the king. But he wants his son to be coronated. So All these things are happening now in Kali Yuga also. Similarly, if we analyze things uh, right now, the contemporary issues, we can, if we analyze or if we ponder over it, same things are happening in the world also. Everyone wants to rule another country, the small countries, the minority countries, or majority people wants to usurp, want to take advantage, exploit minorities, and richest people exploiting poor people, and powerful countries exploiting the people who are not in pace with them. We can see now in the world so many um, chaos are occurring, so many disturbances in the world because of this, because they want to control the inferiority people or weaker people, and they want to hold the kingdom, and they want to take over the country, they want to become uh, they want to rule monarchy. So all these things are happening. So in those days itself it was there in during Kurukshetra. So that is all about the second sloka. So that is Sanjaya saying that Duryodhana went went to the Duryodhana was approaching his acharya, military acharya, Dronacharya, to uh, to alert him or to give some uh, diplomatic points to his military teacher Dronacharya, so that so that he will not have any sort of a mind to uh, show compassion or love and affection towards Pandavas. And also he was very so diplomatic and so clever, so talented, that keeping the Drushtadhyumna as a center of all the activities, so that because Dronacharya was not in good terms with Drushtadhyumna's father Drupada Maharaj. So if we make Drushtadhyumna as a center of our conversation, then Dronacharya will become more encouraging. I will become more anger towards Pandavas. So that was the main criteria here, and that was the what can I say, the methodology adopted by Duryodhana. Very clever is. Nowadays also politicians adopt all these strategies to hold the seat or to come into the power. It is happening in every even corporate sectors, and even at home also all these things are happening. So we should be very careful. That is why we should be always Krishna consciousness. Always depend on Krishna like Pandavas. Always chant the holy names of the Lord. So when we chant the holy names of the Lord, all the things which are accumulated in our heart from so many yeah, number of births, immemorial you can say, uh, that the unwanted things, the anarthas are accumulating in our heart. So that can be drived off by chanting this mantra, because ma means mantra, ma means mind, and tra means to deliver all these unwanted things in the mind. So, and the third sloka we can discuss about third sloka also. Paschetam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamam Chamum Vyudyam Drupadaputrena Tavasishena Dhimata. So Duryodhana is addressing Dronacharya as Acharya. He is So he's telling Dronacharya that you are intelligent. The mata means the means intelligent. Mata means one who possess the intelligence. That is the meaning of the mata. Sanskrit word is so miraculous. It has got so chamatkar. Not like English. Sanskrit is called the very meaning of Sanskrit is to reform. That is the meaning of the word Sanskrit. To mean Sanskrit means reform. So that is a language spoken by demigods in the heavenly planet. That is called the Devagiri. So that is the words. So Sanskrit is the mother language of all the languages. Even in Latin, even the Latin language is also originated from Sanskrit itself. Maternal uncle, all comes from the mother language Sanskrit only. Pitru, Matru, Bhatru. So it is all these Latin words are originated from the very mother language Sanskrit. So that is why even in Chaitanya Charitamrita also we can see that when Keshava Kashmiri was reciting the verses, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he pointed out that when he was explaining about, when he was quoting the verse about Bhavani Bharata, uh, immediately he stopped Keshav Kashmiri and told here that Bhavani Bharata, there is a wrong pronunciation. So you are committing a mistake. You have committed the mistake by pronouncing that Bhavani Bharata. So such a beautiful language the Sanskrit is, because you may see in English we say put, but put we say, we don't say put. So that is the uh, shortcoming in English language. But Sanskrit is not like that. It is so beautifully composed. Uh, so there will be systematic collection of words, systematic meaning in Sanskrit. So here in third sloka, Duryodana is stressing the word intelligence. Your disciple, intelligent, your disciple Drupada's son, Drishtadyumna. And the army was arranged so beautifully. That was the thing he wants to express to his military teacher Dronacharya. Dronacharya is a very good military teacher, and he is a very good, and he is also a Brahmana. So the main concept of Duryodhana is he wants to highlight the weakness of Dronacharya, so that Dronacharya can be reminded of this. So that is why he was telling your intelligent disciple, the Drishtadyumna, son of Drupada. So as I told you, the Drupada Maharaj and Dronacharya had were not in good terms because of some enmity between them. So to kill Dronacharya, King Drupada had performed a great sacrifice, and he got the son Drupada, so that he can kill Dronacharya. So Dronacharya knows all these things, that Drupada's son is going to kill me. So all these things he wants to focus more on so that Dronacharya can become very cautious and he can deal things very intelligently. That is been explained in third sloka. And also Duryodhana wants to highlight that though you give military training to son of Drupada, Drushadyumna, he got because Duryodhana wants to create that Duryodhana wants to express that Drishtadyumna was so envious and he was so dishonest towards his special master. You know, though you know that he is going to kill you, but still you gave him the training because you are very liberal. Brahmanas are very liberal. But still, after getting the training from you, he has joined the hands of Arjuna. So all these points we can understand that Duryodhana was very diplomatic and he was expressing the weakness of Dronacharya, and he should not have heartfelt relations, good relations with Pandavas, because all these points may lead him to envy, lead him so jealous, lead him to the category of jealous, so that he can be he will have more. He may become more intense in killing Drushadyumna and the side of on the other side of Pandavas. So all this. So and here Prabhupada also stresses more on Vedic civilization. Duryodhana was very concerned about his death, and uh, and he also says he also expresses the same. He also teaches expresses the same nature to Dronacharya also. You may get killed by your enemy, son Drishtadyumna. So this you know that death is certain for everyone. As Gita itself says that there is no death to the soul, but death is only to the body. It is limited only to the body, not to the soul. So one should understand, one should not get feared, one should not have bhaya. Even in 16th chapter also Krishna says uh, first nature in of Daiva, the guna, Daiva guna also, that devatas are not fearful because they take the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whereas asuras are um, fully dependent on their own power. And in from this sloka also we can understand or realize that military force are the strength, all the strength of persons we have even in our practical life, that is not sufficient for us to lead a ideal and moderate life. The ideal life is to become more dependent on Krishna, to remember more about Krishna, to hear more about the pastimes of Krishna. So that is the only ultimate shelter for us. So for that we should always chant the holy names Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Guru and Gauranga.